Hey guys, it's Maddie, and today I'll be doing Tag Tuesday. So for today's tag, I decided to do the controversial book tag. I believe this one is fairly new. I came across it from Hardback Hoarder. That's her channel name. I can't believe I can't remember her actual name, but that's her channel name. I absolutely love her videos. She does Tag Tuesdays, and I love watching them. And she recently did this tag, and I was like, I want to do that tag. I have a few controversial books that I've read or I've heard about that I would love to talk about, so that's what I'm going to do today. I will leave a link to the original creator of this tag down below in case you want to check that out. So let's just get started with the tag. The first question is, what is the most controversial book that you have read or own and why? This book I have actually read, and it is, I believe, the most controversial book that I have ever read, but I ended up loving this book. That is Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma. This is a very controversial book because it deals with incest. And I think that any book that deals with that subject is going to be pretty taboo. So I knew going into this that what I was getting into. And I didn't expect much out of it because I knew like, oh, this deals with incest. I feel like this is going to make me feel very uncomfortable. But it didn't. This book is amazing. What I love about it is that it takes such a taboo topic and makes it seem like normal in a way. It just took me by surprise that I was rooting for two characters who were siblings and they were in love. Like, it was a really weird experience for me. But this book has so many emotions that come with it. You know going into this book that it's going to have a very, very tragic ending. Because it deals with two siblings who are in love, you know the ending isn't going to be great. And this book kind of has a reputation for a tragic ending, so I knew going into this that it was going to tear me apart, and it did. It was still, though, so amazing. It's one of my favorite books of all time, and I would say if you're scared to pick up this book just like I was because of the controversy, just give it a chance, because I went into it with the same feelings and I ended up loving it. It's such a great book. Even though it deals with such a taboo subject, I absolutely love it. It's so great. The next question is, what is a book with a controversial title or cover? So this one I don't have an answer to. I haven't come across a book that has a title or cover that I found unsettling or that has a lot of controversy surrounding it, so I don't have an answer to this question, so we're just gonna move on. The next question is, what is one of your favorite banned books? If you guys don't know what a banned book is, it is a book that has been banned either in like a city or in a school district or in a specific school. Either of those. So I have a book here that is sadly banned, which like breaks my heart, but it is one of my favorite books of all time. That is Looking for Alaska by John Green. I mentioned this book numerous times. I mentioned how much I love it. I am sad that it is banned. I can see why though, because it deals with heavy topics of drug use, smoking. I think those are the two main topics. Also language, I guess. But it has been banned in like, I think a few schools, which is, it breaks my heart because I love this book so much and I want everyone to read it. But unfortunately, it is banned, and I wish I would have because it's such a great book. But yes, it is banned, and there are a lot of books that I have read and loved that are banned, which is just so unfortunate because I feel like a lot of the books that I have read that are banned, kids should read because it deals with such important subjects, but because some of these books deal with like violence or drug use or smoking, they have to be banned. So that's too bad, but yes, I love this book and I wish it wasn't banned. The next question is, what is a book that you bought or read after hearing so much controversy or talk surrounding it? So this one was an easy pick. That is Holding Up the Universe by Jennifer Niven. So this book ended up being very controversial because when the synopsis to it was released, it gave an indication that the book was going to be about fat shaming, which started up this whole discussion surrounding this book. And I actually have a full video of me talking about the controversy surrounding this book that I will leave a link to on the screen in case you want to check that out. I believe I made that video like 2 years ago, so it's pretty old, but I had a lot to say about this book in that video, and I honestly have to say that I think the publishing company did a really poor job with the synopsis, because I think the way they worded it made it come across as very bad in a way. So I think if they had worded the synopsis differently, I think a lot of people would have been more okay with it, but a lot of people were freaking out over the synopsis of this book because it just gave an indication that it was going to be about fat shaming. So that wasn't good, but even though the book had a lot of controversy surrounding it, I still wanted to read the book because I had read Jennifer Niven's book All the Right Places and I loved it, so I was really excited for this book. After reading it, I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I thought it was okay. I did think in some parts that there was kind of situations where fat shaming occurred, which made me kind of uncomfortable. So I do have to say that this book does still have some fat shaming instances in it that I'm not okay with. But overall, I overlooked most of that, and I ended up enjoying the book either way. So unfortunately, this book does have a lot of controversy surrounding it because of the synopsis and what the book kind of represents. But I still ended up liking it, even though a lot of people did it because of the subject matter in it. But yeah, prior to this book being released, a lot of people were talking about it. So it was very controversial. And the last question is, what is a controversial book to movie adaptation? So I haven't come across a bunch of book to movie adaptations that have had a whole bunch of controversy surrounding it, whether that be the actors who were picked or if the storyline was changed in the movie. And this one that I've chosen to talk about, I have not read the original source material, but I have seen the anime to it. And prior to the movie being released, there was a lot of talk about it and how a lot of people were having very scary feelings about it, including me. And that is the movie adaptation to Death Note, which was done by Netflix. So like I've said, I've only seen the anime to this. I have not read the manga yet. I actually plan to read it really soon. But I have not read the manga yet, but because I've seen the anime and I love the anime so much, I was very nervous that the movie was not going to live up to how great the anime was. And a lot of people felt the same way, especially a lot of people were not okay with the actors that were chosen to play the lead roles. A lot of people were not okay with Nat Wolff playing Light, which I was okay with him because I'm a big fan of Nat Wolff. I love him. He's like one of my favorite actors. But a lot of people were really freaking out about who was chosen to play L, because the actor chosen to play L was African American, and L is British, so he's white. And I kind of felt the same way. Like, I didn't have any like racist feelings to him. I'm okay with African American actors. That's not the problem. But the problem with me was that I was kind of like thinking they should have kept L to his original roots and ethnicity, especially because he's comes from the UK, so he's like British, and he kind of has like a British background, so I was like wondering how they were going to pull that off. So that wasn't okay with me, and I know a lot of people had very mixed feelings surrounding that. Overall though, I think the actors who were chosen to play the parts in the movie, especially the lead roles, were pretty good. There were some lead actors that I was like, wasn't really okay with, but I was okay with Nat Wolff. And the actor who played L was pretty good. However, after seeing the movie, the actors are the least of my concerns because the movie overall was so terrible. I kind of had low expectations going into this movie in the first place because whenever America does a live action anime adaptation, it is always crap. They are most of the time never good. I've never come across an anime live action adaptation that I've liked. So I was going into this movie with very low expectations, and that was what I got. It was not good, but oh well. At least I expected that. But yeah, the Death Note movie adaptation had a lot of talk going around it, and a lot of people were expecting the movie to be bad, and it was. So there wasn't really high expectations for this one. So that is the end of the controversial book tag. I enjoy doing this. I always like talking about kind of controversial or taboo or topics like this, especially when it comes to books. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want to do this tag, then I tag you to do it because it was a lot of fun. And if you liked it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below for more bookish related videos and Tag Tuesdays. And I'll be back really soon. Bye!